Okay, folks, welcome back, whatever the hell day it is. Tuesday, I think. Tuesday. Let it be Tuesday. I feel like building a model today, and since I have a model to build, that's what we're going to do. Should be pretty straightforward. Airfix Jungle Outpost. You can find these on eBay. I don't know if they're out of production or what have you, but some clown's trying to sell this for about $600. Obviously, it's a cover for something else. I don't think this is out of print. I don't know. Maybe it is. In 1/72nd scale. So, I picked this up at a flea market, something like that. Just trying to see if it says what the date is on this thing. Made in France. Airfix. This is some Humbrol stuff on here, written on here. A Humbrol product. Anyhow, so we're going to open this up and let's adjust the chat. So we got everybody here. And this is brand new. The box looks like it's been violated a little bit. Replacement service parts. Nothing super exciting there. Here's the instructions. Join the official Airfix club. Well, this isn't that old because there's a website on here, so nothing that merits a $600 price tag. Diorama Jungle Outpost. We've got some sections here. I guess this came with, other versions came with the base. This one's not supplied. I'm actually fine with it not having a base, because then you have this plastic thing that I have to try to figure that out how that's going to go into the regular battlefield, how it's going to fit in. All right, so let's get our usual suspects that we're going to need here. We use the Tamiya thin cement. And I don't know how sharp this one is, so let's go ahead and put a new one in. If I can, here it is. So what happens? You push things to the side, and then it's like everything's in its own way. So I guess this is useful for islands, Burma, Philippines. I guess technically Philippines are islands, but big ass island, some of them. Probably use it in Vietnam too. Should be pretty much straightforward. I don't expect any surprises here. And let's get our Tamiya clippers. Ice maker. Okay. Are these things even labeled? Labeled-ish. Well, the big piece has got to be the floor. Let's see if I see a 2 on there. certainly the. I don't see a 2. That's supposed to be number 2. I don't see how this isn't that piece. Not this one. No. I'm going to cut this thing out. Just got back from a hot big battle. Ganked a hero general with your hero general, and a flyer stopped the recoil on the first combat of the game. You got back from a hot big battle on a work day? You guys playing on Tuesdays? Is that a common thing, or? I played hot 3 times, and I just wish some of the mechanisms were the same. And that's back when there wasn't 3.0 yet. It was just 2.2, and it just kind of made my head hurt. What scale did you play Horde of the Things in? Okay. Piece number 1, which they aren't labeled very well. We haven't selected those yet. Let me see a 1. It's got to be. This has got to be piece 1. Well, I don't see a 1 here. You know, this is probably not a really good item for small children, because you got to be careful, like what's flash or what's not flash. Not that you couldn't glue it back on there, but that'd be frustrating. Yeah, club night is Tuesday. We only had 4 players, but plenty of armies. Why do people play in the middle of the week? I've talked to a certain someone this weekend. Apparently they moved their game day from Monday to Tuesday. Well, that's no better for me. That day's a pain in the ass also. Okay, there's this piece. And 3 has this sliding door looking thing. It's got to be this one. Am I going to build a terrain board for it? I am not going to build a terrain board for it. I will do terrain the same way I did last time, which is I may do groups of palm trees. You know, that's getting way ahead of ourselves, but. This one sits like this. That's that piece. Then we got 5. I'm probably going to do it the same way that the other stuff is. And I got a book that somebody gave me. And I got a book that. I wanted to get the book on the Osprey book on Luzon, and I was reading the reviews on whether or not it was very good. And one of the reviewers said it's pretty general information, doesn't have a whole lot of useful information. The book such and such is much better. So I went and looked up what the such and such book is, and it's something like armor combat in the Pacific or something like that. And they have it used for $9. So I got that coming on Saturday. At least have plenty of scattered terrain. Absolutely. I'm not sure also all travel in the same direction 5 miles to club too, so logic doesn't factor into it. How do you get the club? You take the... Do you have a vehicle? Or do you guys take public transportation everywhere? Which... I actually don't have a problem with public transportation as long as... I'm going to make a really elitist statement. As long as people on my level are also on the public transportation. Let me use this as an example. You know how I roll, right? And as a matter of fact, we went out to dinner on Sunday or something like that. Sunday, Saturday. Might have been Saturday. In the town we used to live in. And my wife says to me, she says, I don't miss living here. And I said, I don't either. Because half the town is freaking hippies, which I don't have anything with. And half of them are these rich, pretending to be, rich people, which I don't have anything in common with them either. So I'm kind of, in the middle. But anyways, I don't mind riding a bus as long as there's people like me on it. I'm not going to ride a bus and there's, a bunch of crackheads and kids running around loose. And I'm saying that because I had to ride the bus when I went to college, and I wasn't a fan of that. Let's put it that way. So at least in my area, public transportation is, I'm going to meet people a little too interesting on the bus. Let's put it that way. You'll do fine building that. I made it once when I was 10. It turned out okay. I'm sure mine was in tan plastic though. A neighbor goes, so he gives me a lift. He's my regular opponent, so it works out. You have a neighbor as a regular opponent. Wow. That's cool. You haven't caught him cheating yet, have you? Hey, you spelled neighbor wrong with a U. I've said it before. I like it. I like the English spelling on just about everything. There might be something I don't like the English spelling, but I doubt it. All right. However, it's kind of hard to move around a bunch of armies and stuff on public transportation, don't you think? That'd be kind of difficult. And then this piece goes somewhere in the middle, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure I count them right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, cool. Let's clean these pieces up. He did roll an inordinate amount of sixes this week. Every time there's a die roll involved, it's an opportunity for greatness. Somebody could accuse you of witchcraft for those people that are superstitious. I was playing a Car Wars type game, right? This is as superstitious as I get. I was playing a Car Wars type game, and I was wearing a yellow shirt, and he said, pick your car, and I wanted the yellow one because I was wearing a yellow shirt, right? And some guy's like, I want that one. I go, okay, I'll pick one of the other ones. So I picked the red one, and when it was time to roll dice, it was a D10 system, and I picked a die that looked like the colors of my car. That's it. That's the die I wanted to use, Just like if I'm playing an Irish army, I want one that has an Irish-looking dice. Even the player regular will roll 4 ones on 6 dice was rolling hot today. Oh. Hey, you made them roll better just by you showing up. You're a good influence on them. All right, so this is going to go like this, and there's a number 8 pasted right here on the side of this. And I don't know if this roof is meant to be made removable, but mine will be removable, okay? Because we need to see what's going on inside here. If there's a, I don't know if this is going to be a nip stronghold or. Let's take this 8 off. Let's see if we can do it the easy way. So Armorfast is dead, huh? So what, they're just selling whatever is in stock? Well, I finally emailed a certain someone today to give me some pricing on a few items. And he's just a 3D printer. He doesn't design the models. But he has access, at least on his site, and says, hey, I do things from this website and this one and this one and this one. So I asked him to give me a price from 4 different ones that he has. All of it is, if you go on his web page, everything is by default 28 millimeter, you know. So that's why I need to ask him for pricing. It should be less. Okay, so he said it would be less. Okay, that's this one. This one goes in the middle. Let's clean this one up. The bra compound. Bra? As in, what's up, bra? That's new. I'm not from that era. Oh no! Don't make me replace this. Well, you've seen the size of my game, Jeffrey. I don't have to paint a bunch of stuff for this to play a game in the Pacific. And these rules don't have Pacific rules, which, you know, they don't really need any except for, you know, figure out where kunai falls into that stuff. Hey, I remembered something from Advanced Squad Leader, even though I only played, I don't know if I even played a game in the Pacific with Advanced Squad Leader. I think I did. Special rules for the nips. Okay, that one goes here. We'll just work our way around. Stuff you probably didn't do as a 10-year-old kid. I wouldn't have either. I didn't have any tolerance for that glue when I was 10 years old. I wanted to use the Goopy Goop one. Okay, that one goes there. Two Japanese figures you get are 1/76 version of the Airfix 1/32 Japanese scopes that were supposed to replace the old Japanese infantry scopes. Oh, the Nip Stronghold is a bra? Armorfast's site was wiped out with the outage, so it's only what is in the wild that is left. Oh, they're not making stuff anymore? Wow. Were there any articles or courier or other things for Face of Battle? I wonder if the Japanese ended up there instead of a full book. I can ask the author. Use your jungle outpost as a Japanese base being attacked by Gurkhas pretending to be Chindits. Well, I know what Gurkhas are. Chindits are what? Are they just jungle white people? Or are they some kind of ethnicity? Or are they a mix of Indian and Australian and Brits? I haven't looked into. I'm a rookie in that area. Only thing I can tell you is if I go to start painting stuff, yeah, I'm gonna look into what things look like, and I'm putting my own spin on it. I'm not just gonna paint lettuce. Painting purple looks good. I'm not gonna do that shit. But I haven't really looked into it. One of the things about an accurate portrayal of things is admit you don't know everything, and look into it first. Not like I'm gonna paint this, and I'm the expert on it. You're like, dude, look into it. So I'm reading this book right now, talking about things I don't know, and there's a couple of things there's one thing that stood out at me. There's this situation where this tank is not. It's a Sherman crew, and this is around the time period of Battle of the Bulge, and the tank gets knocked out by some German vehicle. We don't know what it is. Panther Mark IV, something. Knocks it out. Kills the commander. The main character in this book is the gunner in the Sherman tank. And so they're bailing out. And I just read this today. And the gunner was mentioning that he had bailed out he got all the commander's brains and blood all over him, but he bailed out of the turret, but the turret wasn't facing exactly the same way the hull was. It was off to a side a little bit, so when he went off the backside, he had a big drop. He had a 9-foot drop into the snow. So he drops into the snow, trying to get away from the tank before it brews up. And he's away from the tank, and all of a sudden he hears this, and the turret's rotating. And he couldn't figure out what's going on if nobody else is in there. And what he says is that the Sherman, and I don't know if this is true or not, it's super interesting if it is, had this mechanism that when the tank moved forward, the tank cranked up and started moving forward and the turret rotated. And the Sherman had this thing, apparently when the tank moved forward, it had this centering device that the turret would center to the front of it. Because apparently it was the driver. The driver was trying to get out and he couldn't because the gun was directly over where the driver's hatch was. So the driver cranked the tank up, started moving it, and it rotated it itself leveled to the front. I didn't know that. I'd never heard of that before. I guess when you're moving, if that's the case when you're moving, the gunner would have to have a pedal down to keep that from, keep it in place where he wants it. Otherwise, it would automatically recenter. Didn't know that. They were Commonwealth soldiers that operated behind Japanese lines in Burma, 43-44, deep penetration. Okay. Chindits. I just didn't know if it was Chen, like Chinese, India, theater, or something like that. Chindits. Yeah, if I paint my Rangers, they're going to be for the Pacific, and I don't care that they might be wearing Point du Hoc equipment. My Rangers are going to go to the Pacific because I'm not doing Point du Hoc. And the Rangers were on Leyte, or in around Leyte. Did a couple of island things, so. Freaking the House of Rattan. You guys normally drink adult beverages when you're playing war games? This is going to sound weird, but It's kind of a new concept to me. As you know, I started wargaming before, when I was like 16, and it just was never a thing. I always play war games where you have to like think, and drinking and thinking don't really go together. Doesn't mean I'm opposed to it, but adult beverages. That sounds like it's something wrong. That must have been created by some no drinking people. No drinking people. I don't need the rules to have the weapons data for the Japanese. I can decipher that. Actually, that's something I actually look forward to doing. But for right now, we're just building this because I bought it. I should have actually sold it for like maybe $300. Cut that guy's $600 guy in half. I'll sell you this for $300. That's got to be some kind of a drug cover-up or something. Hey, you want some cocaine? Yeah, well, buy this. That way I get your money. And then meet me over behind a dumpster or something. I don't know. Is that where drug deals go down, behind dumpsters? I have no idea. Was that the last one? I think it was. No. Used to have a couple pints at the pub after games. The back of the 90s. Nowadays, most came in others' homes, so it can happen that the odd bottle of beer falls out of the fridge. It makes me sleepy. I'm not opposed to drinking at all, and I'm a lot more fun. That's weird. I sanded something that was this color, and now I got this color here. Looks like a shit stain or something. Okay. All right. So this we'll start over on this corner. I'm not really thrilled about sitting on this. Oh, this is strange. This is really strange. Okay. How do I make sure that it's the right way around? Okay. This slot is closer to the end than this one. And this slot is closer to the end than this one. So this is like this. This needs to attach this, this, and this. Okay, it does fit. It looked like it didn't fit. Well, I'm going to try to fit it in there, and then I'll weld it together. Oh, it's not that high up off the ground. Can we get somebody underneath it? Barely. Boy, they could just hold it up and hold like a match and like light everything from the bottom up. You fuck up now. Any of you guys play the Pacific much? It's got to be somebody's like main interest. Let's see if we can do this. Easy there, fumbles. All right, let's give myself a height advantage so I'm a little bit more coordinated. I start fumbling stuff, I'm just going to go right to the fucking nursing home. Yeah, I should pre-paint this before I build it. No. Absolutely not. Okay, this one's over here. Aha. This enlarge this. Just a little bit of flash here. That may be what the issue is. So much easier doing this with plastic. It's just like a blessing. Now let's see if this fits in there better. Yep. My buddy Mark Luther plays a lot of Pacific games. He's a Marriott He plays Chain of Command. He's the only person I've ever played Chain of Command with. And I can't remember if I played in one of his games or two. His game looked really good. Jeff Franz and I played in one of them, I don't know, a while ago. Must have been, let me do the math. He doesn't come to too many of those shows. Or was it Mitch? It might have been Mitch instead. It was at the Orlando location. And we played Japanese, and I remember there was Australians who had 3 Matildas. And we had like a 47 millimeter anti-tank gun and like a 75 millimeter howitzer. And it was almost like you couldn't do shit against the Matildas. You know, you think the Italians have it bad? You know, anytime somebody brings out how shitty the Italian stuff is, the Japanese shit's worse. 47 millimeters okay, but I mean it's a Matilda for God's sakes. So I couldn't do this what I'm doing last night because the internet decided to take a shit, and I lost internet about 7 o'clock at night. We started our evening having dinner. And then we're watching this sitcom that, I guess it's kind of a sitcom, that we just started watching. And we're like, oh, I'll get online at 8, and never got a chance to. So, you know, that's what I was doing. Not to have to explain myself, but hey, I like to do this. You know, this keeps me from having a drinking problem, from being an alcoholic because of my work. Okay, and 3 is the double-sided door, sliding glass door, like Brady Bunch type. Did Brady Bunch have a sliding glass door? I don't know. But yeah, I played in Mark's game. His terrain looked really good. Chain of Command is the one game I'd play if I couldn't play this. If somebody said, you're not allowed to play this game, and I didn't have any ammo to open fire on that person, and I had to do something else, I would play Chain of Command. I just don't like their codex shit, you know? And I don't like the D6 thing. Hey, Marcus. I'm making a home for the nips here. It's not for them. It's made of wood. They wouldn't know what to do with that. I bet this would go up really nicely from a flamethrower attack. We'll have to see. Okay, I need to enlarge these. Let's enlarge them from the back side. But the only thing that what I don't like about Chain of Command is that it's D6, and you get to pick like which guy dies. You know, meaning like, okay, one guy, you know, unless it's a special guy like a leader or a support weapon, you know, you just basically get to choose. Like if you're in a bundle of guys, you like to decide who dies. I don't like that. I guess you could randomize it, but it still doesn't get over the D6 thing. It bugs me. Well, what can I say? I'm a perfectionist when it comes to the Second World War. I see. I love the old Airfix kit. Don't have it. Would be great to find at the price you paid. Well, I made a what I found at Historicon unboxing type thing, and I was thinking about it today, and I kind of regret getting some of the stuff that I got. The books are fine, this thing's fine, the freaking figures are fine, but the BP cast stuff, after I spray painted it and look at it, you know, that's the problem is I have this, you know, I have kind of the opposite problem of it needs to look good at 3 feet away. I'm painting with my contacts out, so I see shit that nobody would see. And there's all these tiny little bubbles, and it just bugs me that no matter, they're going to be there, because I'm not going to spend 10 fucking hours filling them in. So, I don't know, maybe it's a mild disappointment in that, but, you know. And the T-3485s, I painted the one, and the AK paint is lighter in color than the Vallejo one. I don't think I like it very much. Well, that's an easy fix. I just come back and dry brush the other color on top of it. But a little bummed, not discouraged, because shit, I've fixed bigger shit shows than that. And I don't know what to make of this thing yet. That's to be continued. But I didn't figure I didn't have anything to lose on that martyr that I didn't really care for anyways. Okay. We definitely want the roof open. Okay, this one goes on this side, which is, it actually has some decent window openings in different places. It's going to be hard to sneak up on this thing. But once you do, you just crawl underneath it and stab people through the floor, so to speak. I had Combat Commander Pacific. For figure gaming, I tended to do Burma. I'm researching Miktila as 9th Gordon Highlanders fought there as the 116th Tank Regiment. 80th anniversary next year. Miktila. Never heard of that one. Still have wall sections from the Desert Outpost and have at least one of the forward command posts somewhere in my Sable. What the heck is Sable? You guys see that flash? I hope we don't have another flicker. Man, this storm really fucked up a lot of things, and we didn't even get hit hard. We got some flickering last night, lost the internet. Not even the internet. I'm on cell phone. You know, I've got a cell phone internet, which works pretty good. Because it's faster than the other thing, and it doesn't like 70-mile-an-hour gusts. I don't either. So anyways, I'm not a big fan of buying used books because I treat books so well that it's going to hurt me to see one that's not in pristine condition, but I'd rather pay $9 than 30. And maybe I can actually read this one. Like the Panther, whatever it's called. I'm about halfway through that one. It's pretty good. Well, I don't want to stick to just one thing. I know I'm hopping around a bit, but that keeps me from getting bored. Woo! Stuff acquired beyond life expectancy. Oh, yes. Yeah. Like those combat. Now you know, now that you have the combat miniatures, you know why I think so highly of him. That is best sculptor ever. I don't know if he was a child molester or a communist. He's still the best sculptor ever. I am his biggest fucking fan. I don't know how old he was when he died. I have a feeling he was like my age now. Because it's really untimely. And I heard rumors it was a car accident. I heard rumors that he was working on a car and it rolled on him, like he got underneath it and it rolled on him. You know, I don't know. But best sculptor ever. Okay, this one goes in like this. Now, does a dude on a penny fit here? I'll be barely. Alright, well, we'll just have to, you know, if somebody walks up here and plays trick or treat, we'll just have to sit them off to the side. You know, just like DBA, when you got guys that are on a hill, they won't sit up there. Just talk about where they really are. You know, you just sent me a photo of your Facebook. Your first 5 Marines painted. Do they have names? I got some new names today. I got some Italians. Did you see this? I'm gonna make a Facebook post about this. The lizard grin instructions on the 57mm anti-tank gun. How embarrassing. There's no way you could have done this put this thing together correctly. The pieces don't even look like the real pieces. But I did. Not only that, I made a mistake. I made a mistake in how I glued this. I can actually now make it so it's deployed or being carried. I'm gonna glue it deployed, but that's not bad for $1. Sure, it's not the best 57mm ever, but it's a fucking $1. That I don't mind, but I don't know, maybe when I paint these things, when I paint these Shermans, they'll look better, but God, there's just a shit ton of bubbles. I just need to get over it and just move on. You know, it ended up being like $3 a piece, so. Okay, you sent me a picture, so let me go. My phone's over here charging. Oh, we're at 100% good. I can unplug now. Let's see what we got here. You got any island? You got any islands in mind? You know, if I did Marines, I'd probably make up an island. Side figures from Strelitz and gun crew from Waterloo, 1815. Oh, you got some sailors. Hey, sailor. Oh, I like the gung-ho guy with no sleeves. That's cool. I like the color you used for the beach sand. Oh, you got some early guys too. Awesome. I wonder if you could use those early guys with the tin hats for Filipinos. Yeah. Now you just got to find some ex-Marines to play with. Yeah, Marines are the best guys, the best guys. No. I told you the story. We were playing a modern micro armor game, and this one guy who was like a current Marine. Poor guy had been brainwashed. And I got nothing against Marines. I got a problem with people like losing their humanity. And this guy was like, "Yeah, I want to play some mortars. I'm a mortar man. Mortar base weighs 35 pounds. Mortar tube 15 pounds. Ammo weighs," and he just like rattling things off like, "This is my rifle. This is," you know, like, holy shit, man. You know, they don't even turn you into a robot. They just want you to kill people. Poor guy. Yeah, I wouldn't have made it in the Marines. Sam Fleas would have kicked my ass. Ameriplastic moldings do the vacuum bases for the forward command post and jungle outpost and base and kit for the desert outpost. Amera, huh? You know, I don't mind this not having a base because then I don't have to try to match that base to my groundwork. It takes me a long time to build things, doesn't it? Well, I want to do it right. Okay, so this is like this. And then 5 goes on the outside. Oh, we got to have the railing. We don't want OSHA to show up. Chinese OSHA. I bet they're dicks. Oh, you fuck up now. Okay, I want to expand this one. You've just likely just added to my sable. Ameriplastic moldings. I gotta go there too. I'm about time to be an enabler too. I gotta show you guys this. Okay? I'm gonna show you this first, because you're already looking at the Ameriplastic moldings. If you look up 172nd Japanese bunker, you go across, and I don't know if other people have this, but this is on Etsy, and I don't know whether this is a common thing, but look at this cool bastard thing. And it gets better when you look at the top view. Look at the entrance to it. That's pretty freaking cool. You know, you can make that too. Like I could probably make most of it, but $20. How much is shipping? Oh, this is the guys from Portugal that cost 12. I'm sure somebody else. I don't think it's his design. That's pretty neat. You got some cool stuff from Bum. How about you know who makes some cool stuff, but it's cost prohibitive for us in the States? I don't know what they're called. I can't remember what they're called. They're in shit. They have almost like a person's name. They have stuff on eBay. Oh, shit. And I'm sure Jeffrey probably has some of the stuff for there. 172nd. Javis has all kinds of really cool half-destroyed buildings and stuff like that. Or Javis. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to expand this hole. Get the shoehorn. This looks like this could be a pain in the ass to paint, but it won't be. Because those buildings I did looked like they were going to be a pain in the ass to paint, and they weren't. And I still have the two high-rise buildings to do for the city. I know, and the cafe too. We're getting there. I got enough different stuff to work on. I don't need anything else. That's putting a little too much flex in there. Let's chop this open. Javis makes a bunch of stuff. I've never even heard of that before. I saw this one guy had a couple of unboxings from them. I'm like, who the heck are these people? Okay, that fits on there. And then this fits on there. Okay. Yeah, this is my preferred way to do it. Put it in place and then weld it together while it's in place. Question is, when something comes over and plays with stuff and they break my shit by accident, what should I do to them? Should I slap them, or should I just make them make a feet video and put it on there? Sorry, your feet have to star in a video now. There's one manufacturer that I don't know who the heck they are right now, and if you've spent any time on Plastic Soldier Review, you'll know who I'm talking about. And it seems like every figure they make is like prone. Almost like they're, if you look at their figure poses, it almost looks like all these guys do is make like guys that are dead. I don't know what it is. It look like they're like resins and they look really rough. Are bummed the guys that make a lot of Spanish Civil War stuff? I feel like that's who they are. Who are those bums anyways? Alright. I wasn't expecting this to be so damn low. I thought it was like taller. Okay, so that's this. I want to get one of those Kurogane scout cars. Those are cute as shit. And yes, things can be cute. And you know it. Okay. Alright, so let's flip this the way it's oriented here. Alright, there's one piece 9 that fits in between here. I guess it doesn't have a real door. The bikes are really cute. Those aren't real Japanese bikes. They didn't use that style. Get out of here. I bet it's this one. That's the one. Yeah, the stuff that I've seen by Javis is really, I really like it. The shipping's just really expensive, at least for the people that are selling it on eBay. Okay. Let's make sure this fits on here correctly. It is at an angle for some reason. My wife's gonna like this because she likes buildings. Oh, it's so cute. Yeah, well, it's filled full of people that like to, rape Filipinos. That's so mean. No, that's why you have to go kill them. I did that the right way. I did not do that the right way. I need to do it this way. Sons of bitches. That's so mean-spirited. My wife doesn't sound like that, thank goodness. My wife does not sound like a dude pretending to be a woman. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I've just found some of the 176 scale buildings from the Matchbox Beachhead Assault set whilst decluttering. Dun, dun, dun. Isn't it awesome to find stuff you already have? It's like, yes! It's like Christmas in October, whenever the hell we are. You're not saying it's like Christmas in July. That doesn't work in Australia because I think their Christmas is in July. It's July weather. Okay. Behind door number 6. The question is this door number 6? Popped off. Comrade Popoff. What was the name of that company we were talking about? Amera Plastic Moldings. I'll even put that U in there for you. Amera Plastic Moldings. Amera Plastic Moldings. Oh, they have stuff on eBay. I didn't even know it was an eBay searching that. Oh, there's some cool shit here, man. Coastal machine gun bunker with trench. That looks pretty cool. I don't know how to work that into the rest of the table. Bombed out building. Oh, 28 millimeter. You're dead to me. Sandbag position. Jungle Outpost base. Here it is. Oh, it's only $8.49. I bet it's like the base material of that. I had that old NPC kit. I think it was an NPC kit of the Battle for Hoth. And it was, I don't remember how big it was. I was a little kid, so things are bigger when you're a little kid. But you had little turrets and shit like that. It's probably the same thing. All of them. Thought you got rid of them years ago. I'm glad I was able to help you find them. Hey, that's what we're here for, man. 6, this is 6 here. So this is a different one. This must be like a roofage or something. If I have a choice, I'm going to make the door closed. You don't need to see a little nip in there to know that he's inside. It's getting a little nippy in here. I think I'm going to make it closed. Could make it open. Nah, I'm going to make it closed. It's going to be too difficult to paint the floor. Yes, this is what you use a 50 caliber for. You're in that building, level it. You know, just like 50 cal go right through that, like a pinata. You still remember the days of Bologna vacuum formed terrain? I want to see. I've seen some of those. I still have some of their scattered terrain, useful well, and some hay bales, to name but two. Well, you know, I'm not. I don't think I'm that old, but in my time period, I've seen lots of things disappear. And that's just the stuff I'm aware of. Okay, 13. 13 is this one. I guess we could make all these things shut too, couldn't we? Well, if it's open, how's it being held up in the bottom? Let me read ahead. No, it doesn't have that, but I'm gonna have these open. I just didn't want the door that way because of the floor. $13 is this one right here. So if we leave it open, how the hell is it being held? I mean, sure, I could put a little stick there. Let's see if we can soften this up. I think I'm changing my mind. I'm just going to make it propped open a little bit. Because it adds some interest. Otherwise, it just gets locked into the side of the, lost in the side of the house. Just slightly propped open. I need to put a little stick there after the fact. No, it closed. That's okay. We'll open it up when it's softened a little bit more. Let me go grab some toothpicks. Oh, but then guys won't be able to stand there. Okay, but it's gonna look, it looks stupid down. Otherwise the whole thing is gonna be closed up just like this window. And I don't want it to look like that. I want it to have some personality. So can we get this little guy? We're gonna prop this up. We're not going to leave this on here, so we don't need to spend a ton of effort on it right this second. I can glue a little piece of wood back to it. And the videos is it a little jumpy? No, maybe not. 10 viewers. Welcome, folks. We're just putting a little house together. Yeah, otherwise it just ends up being like a rattan bunker. This is the one that goes here. Yep. The same one that goes around the corner. 14 and 15. That's the one that came off already. This one's 14. Okay, which means technically this is the one that's around the corner. Now this is going to be tricky. How to hold these things up. Just use the whole toothpick. Yep, and even then it's too tall. Well, you could fall down now. We don't need your kind anymore. Yeah, Flamethrower would have a field day on this place. Anywhere in Southeast Asia this wouldn't work. I think this pretty much work everywhere in Southeast Asia. Burma, Malaysia. Probably the place that would work the least is China. But you know what? I'm not doing China because nobody makes Chinese troops other than one pack of them. This is my impression of a beaver. Oh, there's a booger on that side. Let's do it this side, this way. Yeah, wife's gonna like this. All right, folks. Glad I caught what I did. Thanks for the Ameriplastic recommendation, Jeffrey. Yep. Awesome. I should celebrate getting this thing done. I could run the rising sun flag up on the flagpole. I have one. No. Sends the wrong message. Okay, let's go around the corner and put this one. Had a conversation with Joel over the weekend, and he said something about, he was playing a Civil War game. He was playing Command and Colors Civil War, and he had these little counters. I guess instead of battle markers that they had these little Confederate flags on them. I said, oh, you better hide those, make sure nobody sees them. And he was saying, oh yeah, I got some crooked spider ones for the Germans. And then we've got the talking, and he thought I came up with that term. I mean, I can't take credit for that. I said, no, it's a little girl from Sound of Music. It's brilliant. The crooked spider people. Yeah, see, that's held in place now. I just need to hold it for a little bit till it just welds together. Okay, so the only thing we need to do after this is we need to do the roof sections. I think it looks very cute. It's like a great place to live until some dumbass decides to try to park a hog-o underneath it. Knocks the whole thing down. Oh, you really fucked up this time, Kato. Oh, that's it? The rest of it is just like diorama accessories? These companies make things so difficult, so complicated. It's Airfix, except it's a Humbrol product, and if you look somewhere else, it's Heller. Ah! Corporations need to stop buying and selling their shit. Complicate the consumers too much. Too many problems on your acquisitions. You ready for that? Is the world ready for that? Okay. The roof. It's got to be the two biggest pieces. This one is a Laban, which is this side. And it looks different than the other one because it's got the little notch for this other section here. I wonder if these eventually they don't work anymore because they're not as sharp. I mean, I'm careful. I only use these things for plastic, but I think that after a while it'll probably get dulled out. I really don't want to buy another $25 pair of clippers. Stay on the ground. You good? Is that good? All right. Now, if this thing misbehaves, this is a job for epoxy. Because we're definitely not gluing this in place. This roof is totally removable. Okay, and the two pieces that have these little doodads on them. Fit on there. Well, the piece isn't bent. That's helpful. I think the problem with their adversary for these guys is if I use U.S. Army on the Philippines, which I think is the direction I'm going to go into, I have to get U.S. Army figures with 1944 uniforms, you know, the M44 uniforms, and then paint them a shade of green. It won't work for Europe. Well, I might just do them how they are in Europe, and then they could just do double duty. I haven't decided yet. And get this close and then rest it at that same angle of the roof. Might reinforce it with epoxy from the bottom. And of course, we're going to spray this all black before we paint it with dry brush. Fit on it is really good. Pretty precise. It looks like a great place to live until a tsunami shows up. The door just cracked a little bit. That way you can tell where there's a door. Okay, and the other one I think we can just lay it on there. We don't need to connect it to the other roof. It does have a ladder on there, like. Yeah, the fit on there's pretty good. I think you could make it so that it attaches to the other roofs. It's one piece, but I don't think I will. That's it? Wow. Well, they're just accessories now. That's it? Really? Yeah, I guess the sliding glass door is double rolled up there. Alright, let's build this little lean-to. That's not there. Just a roof for the lean-to. $18 and $16, does it matter? No. But 18 is the one that's the far one. Okay, so it's going to go over on this side for following that drawing. The 16 is the one over here. So this, and in between them we have 17. And this one we will glue the roof on. Hell, you probably need to glue the roof to hold it together. I was in bed by I was asleep by 8:30 last night. And that's strictly because I couldn't get on here and work on this stuff. I was trying to read a book and I fell asleep. And okay, so this is going to go towards the inside. This is going to go there. What does that do? Oh, that fits in that notch. Okay, cool. You know, I could have used some of that green super glue that I don't have. But I like how much time I have to adjust this. Gotta make sure these things are flowing the correct direction. It actually would be a pretty good target for Chindit, some kind of Chindit raid or Merrill's Marauders or something like that. Rescue a down pilot or something, he's about to be beheaded. The Japanese have a fetish for that. White double from the sky. I think I should be able to do this. Okay, well, we'll just let that sit. What else we got? Bunch of drums of some kind. Just extra accessory stuff. Probably could put that on base or something. Did they make other stuff for the Pacific? How many of these building sets they have? You guys were talking about Desert Outpost or something like that. What else do they make? I might as well assemble all of these. I think I'm going to actually glue the two halves together and then trim them together. Oh, okay, some of these are male and some of them are female. I think that's what I'm going to do. These are actually pretty useful. These rubber tipped tweezers. The other ones aren't that useful because they don't come to a point, but these will actually close together some. Alright, so that's the female one. Let's take the male one and let's orient it the correct way. Okay, same thing, let's grab the female one. It's working pretty well. You want to get your fingerprints on this, so then you have your fingerprints that are etched into this soft plastic. I did that many times as a kid using this stuff. And didn't have the sandpaper to fix it. I don't know if I'm going to have a show on Saturday or not. I gotta go out of town for a yearly car event. So depending on what time I want to leave here, I'd rather get somewhere early and wait there instead of like making it just in the nick of time. Okay. I don't know what the hell these signs make, but sure, I'll build them. There's two of those. No flash on that thing. I don't know how old this thing is, but this thing's pretty decent. I suspect this thing's probably close to my age. But it's pretty decent. It's not worth $600. I'd build a real one for less than $600. We're going to go on the edge here. Some other stuff here. Man, it's a creaky ass chair. Oh, it doesn't even show this. Oh, okay, they're just loose there. Okay. Hey now. Keep it down over there. This almost like looks like loose boxes make like a good load for a Japanese tank or a truck or something like that. I'm pretty sure Japanese wheeled vehicles, or really any vehicles of any kind, are pretty damn unreliable. Okay, we got a road sign here. $69.70. That's these. The Ukrainian or Russian manufacturers are notorious for having multiple pieces that are exactly the same piece, but they give them different numbers. Well, Airfix just pulled one of those things. 67 and 70, 69 and 70 are exactly the same piece. We decide to use this clown. Put them on this base and put them on a penny. Although both of them have the exact same pose, so it's unlikely for that to both be used. These are hard plastic, so you can scrape the stuff, scrape a flash off, which is what most people are used to. Actually cutting it off like it was the soft plastic's no good. Let's open this up a little bit. Yep, a couple of horses. Oh, here's the sign. Let's pull that one out. 2 horses, then we're done with the sprue. I got some horses from the mountain troops. I don't think they're as big as these. These look bigger. Let's close this up in case I bump it. Yeah, I was surprised at that early war miniatures makes all kinds of unusual stuff. And I went to their website the other day, and I noticed they were just promoting their latest figures they came out with. World War II Danes. Denmark was only in the war for 6 hours. Like, that's a very limited use army. 6 hours. The figures look really cool, but I'm like, who the hell does that, man? Holland and Belgium are bad enough. Be right back. Yeah, so I don't have to have a lot of stuff for the Pacific to do Pacific stuff, especially with this scale of game. You know, need some palm trees, indoor-outdoor carpet. Cut some of that up, use it as kunai. Ooh, this horse got a big old flashy thing there. That's going to be a problem. Or maybe not. pulled that off. Plastic is just so much easier to work with than white metal. You gotta put so much horsepower, literally, behind everything you do, that one slip of the blade and you could injure yourself pretty easily. Let's try this. Now this actually have pretty good detail. There's some stuff that's Airfix that doesn't have very good detail, like the German Recon set. They've got the Kugelwagen is alright, but the 222 that comes with it is lacking a lot of detail. A lot of detail on that thing is lacking. Last time I was doing World War II stuff, I'd never painted a horse before, and since then I've painted hundreds of horses, and I like painting horses. They're easy to do if you find a method you're happy with. Here's the basis for the horses. Might as well cut out the sign as well. I don't know what the hell the sign's going to say. Stay away, round eye. Front of the sign. Do is we're going to drip this stuff in and roll it in from the bottom. What's up, Francois? What you gonna be working on tonight? I take it with that handle, Francois, you're not one of those Americans that hate the French. I don't hate anybody unless I've met them and don't like who that person is. I thought about getting some 1940 French. The only problem with that is that, man, it just didn't last very long. And the uniform's the infantry uniform's pretty ugly, like color-wise. It's pretty ugly. I mean, the helmets are alright. I like the Adrian helmets. Won a little paint competition today. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'll enter another one. I got bummed out by. I didn't get bummed out. I didn't need to win anything. I just I don't like a life lesson by somebody who's like, "Oh, you entered too many figures." Well, that's the DBA Army. That's too many figures. Okay, well, you fucking paint. Let me see your painting stuff, dude. Like, I don't need $20 that bad, you know. I don't have to worry about my figures disappearing. 2 bikes. And we got a pickaxe. Oh, okay. The ladder gets stuck there and there. That's how they get up and down. Alright, well, we're going to need those. Here's a little lean-to. I like this little thing. Wife's going to love this. Oh, little house. What about the cool tanks? I don't like those as much as the little house. Damn woman. You playing house? Only if we get the light on fire. Oh, it didn't pop out. It didn't pop out on its own. This is wired to the roll out. Well, regardless, we don't need that section of this anymore. Okay, so the horses might be the same pose, but the stuff that's on them is different. Okay, that's cool. I can go for that. like this, putting it in, attaching it on there, and then go in, then dribble in the glue where it needs to go. The origin for the word woman has got to have a hilarious story behind it. I don't know, man. I wonder if that's able to be looking up. Whoa, men. Whoa, man. Whoa. Maybe. I'm sure there's a lot of words that have a hilarious story behind them, how they were created. Well, I went to the game convention for a day and a half, and I didn't see too many people. Oh man, this thing popped off. Comrade pop off. The little stud stuck in there. Alright, it'll well where it needs to be. I didn't see too many female wargamers. Well, I wasn't expecting to see any. And there was more than any. The bunch of dudes who are all in agreement, fuck no, they're not like us. They decided to come up with a word for them. I don't know. I don't know. There's design flaws in them. Oh, what are you getting ready to say? I said, I don't think they should have hairy armpits. That creeps me out, man. They can have them if they want to, but I'm gonna go do something else. That's me scared. This one, oh shit, both of them released. Sons of bitches. Alright. Don't make me call the Super Glue police. Don't be so shifty, don't be shifting on me. I could say I had a bad childhood experience, but that wouldn't be true. Not with that one. Okay, what's left? Well, little bikes, little Japanese bike. Ring, 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 ring. Pickaxes. We're going to hold on to this stuff. Now, didn't glue together, did it? Yeah, it's kind of limp dickish. We're going to have to call in Captain Epoxy for that one. Yeah, it just doesn't have a big surface area for it to attach to. This ought to paint pretty nice. I mean, the bamboo on the floor is going to be one color, and the rattan on the side is going to be a different color, so it stands out. And so, I mean, they could be slightly different. You could get, I mean, it's got pretty good vantage point being able to defend itself. It's got windows coming out of every direction. It doesn't have any protection at all, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is be really careful with this. It's still kind of attached. Let's support it somewhat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to epoxy the two halves together, but I'm not going to get close to the edge so that there's no fear of getting the epoxy on here, and then I'm going to lay it on there and have it mold to that. Because I definitely want a removable roof. Not having a removable roof would be useless to me. Let's get one of these instruction sheets. This should, whatever the hell this is, Jeep with 50 cal. Oh. Speaking of women, mine's about to get home. Time to close the barn door. Alright. Now, maintaining the same angle. I don't care how pretty this thing looks. There's nothing in the middle, so it can't glue to anything else. As long as I fall short of it. Okay, now we're going to pick this up. Very careful. Okay, and hopefully that should work. I mean, it fits together really, really well. It's just a tiny little joint there where it fits together. Hold on one second. Let me check in. Let me check in with the woman. Okay, so, and then this piece is just going to end up sitting like this. And you have a removable roof. I'm going to leave it alone while it dries. This will be plenty. Whoa. I'm going to leave it alone as I screw with it. I just want the pieces together. Okay, while it dries, and then, you know, if I need to add some more reinforcement in the form of epoxy for the bottom side, it should be fine. Anyhow, that's where we're going to stop for tonight. We got what we needed to get done here, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. So this isn't too long of a build. It fits together pretty well. All right, folks.